you've got big burly officers holding down a skinny 15-year-old girl and holding her head towards the ground. You didn't see the spitting, you didn't see the multiple cases of criminal damage when she spat all over the vehicle, because that is criminal damage. You haven't seen her threatening to assault officers. I'm going to spit in your face when they go up from here. You haven't seen any of that. You haven't seen the officers trying to build rapport. All you see is officers dragging a girl into the back of the cage van. What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. I've been requested by some of my subscribers to start doing some reactions to police bodycam and to police incidents. So if you're into that type of stuff, this is going to be one of those videos. So today I'm looking at It's Cops UK Bodycam Squad, and it's one of their dealings with a young girl which ends up in an assault. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it.
Several units from across the city have been working tirelessly to track down a missing young girl.
Where do they tend to knock around if they're in town? This time of night, if there are?
Normally the McDonald's.
All of a sudden, there's a glimmer of hope over the radio.
McDonald's just standing to the side of the city frontiers.
The two council workers from earlier have spotted the runaway in a fast food shop.
Was it McDonald's Exchange Walk?
Bodycam cops Chris and Liam Hopkins are the closest,
Yeah, we're in the city, we're about 2 minutes.
and soon arrive on scene.
Hey mate, you right?
As they enter the restaurant, Liam and Chris spot the 15-year-old straight away.
You're missing.
Just have a second.
Just
No, I'm not going outside from you. I'm not.
So by the look of that, it seems like the typical kind of young, medium risk missing person, which, to be fair, probably goes missing on a regular basis. However, it still needs to be our priority to kind of look for them and try and get them home. It looks like it potentially could be off to go and commit crime, or CSE, what we get a lot, which is child sexual exploitation. So who knows what this person's up to, but let's see what's happened. They found them at McDonald's, which is a top tip. If you've got a McDonald's near you and a kid goes missing, check Mackey's.
The runaway teen isn't keen on speaking to the police,
Come sit in the car.
Listen, get off of my arms. Get off my arms.
so Chris and Liam put her safely in the patrol car.
Yo, look at my team.
A lot of the teenagers now that do get reported missing, they think they're adults and they think they know how to deal with situations. They're still a child.
Fam?
Liam tries to reason with the girl.
Just talk to me at the moment.
I ain't gonna talk to you, fam. Shut up.
High risk.
Shut up, fam.
I just need to
Shut
find
up,
out
I ain't
what's
taking
going
you
on.
home either.
The youth makes it clear she's not pleased to have been found, but Chris updates all the other units who have been searching for her.
Evening mate, it's Chris at Central. You're looking for It is the female, we've got her in the car. She's not happy.
The teenager begins chucking her keys.
What's window 2 in there?
So she just said, I'll smash that window 2 in it, and then threw her keys at the window. As you can see, I'm not sure if this young girl's in care or if this young girl's just got a troubled childhood. Either way, there seems to be a massive resentment for authority. She seems very, very angry. It also seems to a certain extent that she finds herself quite funny and she's trying to put on a show. So obviously she needs some help there, and that's why the officers have safeguarded her. But at the same time, it seems like this young girl's missing some discipline somewhere in her life. Because throwing your keys inside a police vehicle, obviously it doesn't take a rocket scientist to find out that that's not on. But let's see what happens.
Grab hold of that mate, whatever it is.
Anne doesn't react well to being stopped.
Don't grab me for. Why are you grabbing me for?
Just because
Why are you
the way you're
grabbing me
acting,
for?
you lie.
Ooh, I wouldn't be keen on that. You see, a lot of the time, young kids, when they go missing, they get the benefit of the doubt when they do little things like that. Little minor assaults, little minor comments. Oh, officer, I'm going to knock you out in a minute. You're 14, we'll let that slide. I've tried to grab you and you slap my hand out the way. We can let that slide. But she's starting to take the mick now. Already, I'll be thinking about getting her in handcuffs. People might call that excessive, but she's assaulting people. She's being abusive. She's throwing keys, trying to damage windows. And you're there to safeguard her. I'll be thinking of handcuffs, but let's get into it.
The keys across the window.
Yeah, why are you grabbing me for?
Because you're acting
Yeah,
malicious.
but then I
You're
told you
acting
to grab
aggressive.
me.
Why
Did I-
you
why-
can't
did
be
I hit you?
throwing? You
Did I
can't be
hit you?
throwing. No, but you
Yeah,
can't keys across the
Yeah, but
car.
don't.
She's 15, so she's still a child. When we came across her, she was very anti-police from the off. But obviously we've still got a duty of care to make sure that she's safe and get her back to where she should be, not in a position where she's going to be more vulnerable in the city centre.
So what's the crack then? We're going home then, or what?
I ain't going home, I know.
The teenager continues to step out of line.
You need to open the window, can't need to spit.
Huh?
You need to open the window, can't go and spit.
You got tissue or something? Or?
Mm-mm.
Cage van. Did somebody say cage van? So she's trying to damage the police vehicle. She's technically assaulted an officer, even though it's a minor assault, no biggie. And now she's spitting inside the vehicle. She's 15. I know that she's a child, but the age of criminal accountability is what, 10? Everyone knows a 15-year-old knows what they're doing. You can't be spitting inside any vehicle. The thing is, all these little things that she's doing, she's working herself up to do more and more and more because she realises, oh, I got away with that, and I got away with that, and I got away with that. She is going to have the shock of her life if she continues down this line when she's 18 years old, because no officer is going to let you throw keys inside the vehicle. You're going to end up in the back of a cage van quicker than any spit can even come out your mouth.
You can't just spit in a police car.
I told you, fam. What did I tell you?
Why did you spit?
I said open
Just
the window.
swallow it. Why
I
just
wanted
spit
to
in a
swallow
car?
it, all that.
Just spitting in the car now.
Whilst Chris and Liam arrange taking the girl home,
I was looking at it, set your car alight.
she continues to spit in their car.
Right, it seems like the officers are doing a good job there. However, all the officers in the comments, you tell me if I'm wrong, that seems like a cake fine to me. She's kicking off, she's spitting. She's getting a lighter out and she's lighting the lighter. Just having the lighter in the car, it's not going to be a big cake fine, but where I work, just taking the lighter out and setting fire to, well, threatening to set fire to stuff and turning that lighter on in the back of the car. That would be a minor cake fine. I might be being picky there, but I'll certainly submit that to the cake fine courts.
Obviously, they've been reported missing for a reason. They're not always appreciative that we have found them, so obviously the reaction that we get from them does differ. But her behaviour just shot through the roof.
Don't talk to me, fam.
Why not?
I don't want to talk to you, fam.
Take it here like cops then.
Fam, I don't like cops.
Take, you don't like cops then? Nah, mate, she doesn't like cops at all. I'm shocked you haven't guessed. He's trying to build that rapport. But you can say he's been probably looking for this missing girl all shift. He seems tired. He's trying to build rapport so he can kindly take her home rather than having to threaten to say, look, we're either going to take you home or we're going to take you to a care facility to safeguard you or to the police station. No one wants to say that to a 15-year-old kid. So he's trying to build that rapport. Oh, do you like police then? Obviously not.
Another unit with a female officer has arrived to give the runaway a lift home.
Oh, chap.
Hello.
Don't talk to me, bro.
Are you coming home then?
No, I'm not.
But they need to move her into their car.
Are you going to walk?
Your hand, you pulling my jacket, fam.
Come on.
Fam, video this, bro. Child abuse.
This time, she spits at the officer, who wants to drive her home.
Looking for police assault.
Watch where you're driving, bro. I'ma spit so much in your face.
Have we got a van? Because she's spitting everywhere.
Now she's relentlessly spitting, so the cops have to restrain her by holding her head down.
That's not my head. Yeah.
Due to the risk the girl poses, she'll now be transported to police custody in a caged van.
Are you able to bring the van down to us? She's spitting everywhere.
I spit straight in your face when I get the chance.
It's ridiculous, this, isn't it?
Just show you
Not a minute too soon.
The van's here now.
Van's here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the hand's here, isn't it?
Don't want anyone getting
Get her head down.
Yeah, come on.
Put my earring. Oh, what for you guys?
Again, I hate to keep banging the same drum, but if you didn't know what happened up to that moment, how does that look? You've got big, burly officers holding down a skinny 15-year-old girl and holding her head towards the ground. You didn't see the spitting, you didn't see the multiple cases of criminal damage when she spat all over the vehicle, because that is criminal damage. You haven't seen her threaten to assault officers, I'm going to spit in your face when they go up from here. You haven't seen any of that. You haven't seen the officers trying to build rapport. All you see is officers dragging a girl into the back of the cage van. And then you get the usual police vehicle counters with their phones out. Oh look, there's look, there's 1, 2, 3 police vehicles and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 police officers for one girl, without knowing the context of the situation. Also, I feel like if you're at the stage of locking her up for police assault, you might as well lock her up for the criminal damage beforehand as well. If she's coming in, she's coming in. She needs to be held accountable for that as well. You don't get to spit all over. What is that, 2 police vehicles now that she's spat all over? And I've got to know that she's probably going to spit again inside the cage van. But lock her up for the criminal damage to the police vehicles.
Cheers for this, Gov.
One step up.
Right, well, good next police assault. She's a missing person. We're there not to arrest her, we're there to help her and get her home, and then she reacts like that.
Once they reach the Bridewell...
You can see the headlines right now. Police officers assault and arrest missing girl. Vulnerable missing girl. You can see the headlines right now. And you can see the picture of them dragging this girl out the back of the police van and her giving an interview saying, these officers, they beat me up and abused me. I just needed to spit. I told them I was feeling unwell. Whereas Bodycam paints a different. Use your Bodycam.
Custody suite.
You're going to be nice. Okay.
The serial spitter has a parting gift. Taking direct aim at a cop's face for a second time.
Right. What is going on? Spit hoods are great things. However, in my experience with spit hoods, especially if they're cuffed to the front, they can pull them off. If they're cuffed to the rear, they can actually do that and roll it up. So if they want to spit at you, they can. So it's only going to work if you have the spit hood on, cuffed to the rear, and you have control of their head. So even if they did put a spit hood on her, because she's cuffed to the front, she could have taken that off. But the state of this girl, man, absolutely disgusting behaviour. I understand she's probably going through a load of stuff, but let's look at her behaviour right now. Because the judge, when she gets to court, I'm sure they'll look at all the mitigating factors and all her traumatic childhood. But as a police officer, look at her behaviour right now. Disgraceful. As a member of public, imagine that's you at your day to work. Imagine you're working as a cashier, you're working as an accountant, and someone's doing that to you. You know the officer's treated her fairly, it's out of order. But also, props to that officer who tried to snatch the spit out the air to try and defend his mate. Fair play. That's redeemed the other cake fine, that is. That attempt at snatching the spit out the air to protect his colleague.
For spitting at a police officer, the teenager was given a 4-month referral order, meaning she will work together with a youth offending team to improve her behaviour. After her time in custody, she was delivered home the same day.
So she got a 4-month referral order, so she gets 4 months to speak to people and to assess her welfare and to try and make her be a better person. That's her punishment. And that's it. No behavioural orders. Nothing. Not a community resolution where she needs to apologise to the police officer. Nothing like that. I think that might be a slight critique for the investigation team, in my opinion. If someone spat in my face, damn straight they need to be giving me an apology. At a minimum. I got assaulted the other day. Someone called me a nignog and slapped me on my neck. First time she'd been in trouble, very, very drunk. And it was a community resolution. And effectively she said sorry. Cool, we can let that slide, okay? You know that's wrong, don't do it again. But spitting all over a police car, doing all those disgusting things. I understand because of her age, a fine, people may see a fine as not being appropriate, but something more than a 4-month referral order. I understand she needs that safeguarding and she needs those referrals as well, but as well as that, there needs to be some type of behaviour order. I'll be looking at banning her from going to that McDonald's in the town centre. I'll look at some other bits and bobs as well. So we need the safeguarding, but we actually need some action here. She needs to know that when you start to act like an animal, your freedoms get restricted to a certain extent. That's what I'll look at, because those officers were quite fair with her. Tell me what you guys think of the video. Tell me what you guys would have done in that situation. Especially my civilians out there, I want to know what you guys would have done. Do you think the officers used too much force? Do you think the officers were fair? You know what my opinion is, but I'm going to be biased to a certain extent like everyone else is. But tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you feel like cases like this are going to happen more often as people see the police in a further vilified light in the media, as young people feel more entitled, which can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. It depends who you're asking. And as the police are painted to be a big evil force, or is it that this is just what the police officers should expect and they should get over it? But either way, like, comment, share, subscribe, share the video, tell me what you think in the comments. Thanks for your help. Bye bye.